Georgia used to boast a free media, but now the government has tightened its grip on TV news, obstructing pro-opposition reporting. Well, that's the finding of a US-based independent group seeking to protect press freedom worldwide. RT's Arina Galushka has been following the story for us in Tbilisi.
Flipping through Georgia's TV channels, a multitude of pictures, a variety of voices, yet all look and sound remarkably similar to one another.
I'd say 3 major channels in the country are controlled by the government. You can tell that even by seeing one journalist working with 3 microphones.
Natia used to work for Imedi, one of Georgia's leading news channels. In 2007, when it was still an independent network, Imedi survived a police raid following the massive anti-government protests in the capital, Tbilisi. Today, the channel sticks to a firm pro-presidential stance, despite the president's claims.
We have 27 independent channels in Georgia. We have dozens of political talk shows every day. I think we are politicized society to the extent where you will not find it in most of the Eastern and Central European countries, and we welcome it.
But the report by Committee to Protect Journalists paints a different picture. According to this, freedom in the nation is stagnating due to persistent state manipulation of news media, particularly the TV channels. Rustavi 2, another major Georgian network, was once considered the flagship of unbiased news reporting in Georgia. But the government now has a firm grip on its editorial content, too.
Today, Rustavi 2 works as a mouthpiece for the government and supports the negative process, the internal and external politics of the government. It's sad to see how journalists become servants to the state.
Saakashvili sold his stake in the channel 6 years ago, reportedly after being forced to do so by government officials. Today, Rustavi 2 is owned by one of President Saakashvili's supporters. All critical coverage has now vanished from its airwaves. There are plenty of other news sources available in Georgia, as anyone can tell by looking at newsstands with a wide array of newspapers and magazines available. The catch is 96% of Georgians get their news from television, and the 2 channels with the widest audience reach push the government's viewpoint. Despite taking a hefty pay cut and losing the other benefits of working for a large media outlet, Natia says she has no regrets about leaving Imedi.
The people need independent media. They need to know the truth.
What's that shiny dot there? Georgia?
Right now, Georgia is on a charm offensive. To persuade the world, it has virtually wiped out corruption and cleaned up its act on doing business. But as independent media watchers now prove, Georgians have a hard time judging that for themselves, while their TVs are only able to tune in to what Tbilisi wants to tell them. Arina Galushka, RT, Georgia.